think is the digital alphanumeric postcode, right? Not because it's the most visible or the one that Nigerians would. So not every Nigerian uses Nipost for their courier or logistics needs. Nigeria doesn't have a machine readable addressing system, and this has a lot of run-on effects on Nigeria's digital economy and the ability of government to plan effectively. So delayed emergency services, inefficient logistics. We lose about 300 to 500 million naira annually. That's the industry on missed deliveries or wrong routing or things like that because we don't have standardized addressing. So that's the one where you have if you turn by the mama that's selling, you see a woman there that's selling bole. If you turn by her, if you can't find, just stop and ask her. With a digital alphanumeric postcode that gives every standing building a unique alphanumeric number, this changes not for just Nipost, changes for private sector, it changes for Nigerians, and it changes for government. So I think this initiative is defining not because it repositions Nipost as a service delivery institution, but as a custodian of an infrastructure layer that Nigeria's digital future depends on. So this is a kind of reform that outlasts any individual leader, any administration, and that is kind of legacy that I think is worth building, and that's why we're pursuing it. So one, which is something, I'm not sure what the number of people that don't do this is, but several lessons stand out. So the first would be like diagnosis before prescription, right? It's very easy coming into public sector to say, oh, we have the answers. I've worked in private sector. This is how it works in private sector. And, I also entered this role with a strong reform orientation. But I think because of my history and sort of the reforms I've worked on, there is a discipline that you need to truly understand the institution before acting. And that is very invaluable. The instinct is always to move as fast. The instinct to move fast is right, but moving fast on a wrong diagnosis wastes more time than a very deliberate beginning. So you need to sort of be humble, let me put it that way, and realize that you don't know the answers. There are people who've been in Nipost. I joined Nipost, and the year I joined Nipost, there are people retiring after 35 years in service, right? Multitudes of people. And they're directors that have been there. Regardless of Nipost's position, one of the things I knew that very clearly, and I had to train myself to do even before entering Nipost, is sort of institutional memory and institutional knowledge. That things haven't been done a particular way. You have to understand why things have happened and why sort of other reforms haven't worked, right? And so that's the humility that comes out. So diagnosis before prescription. Secondly, and this is not optional, coalition building. Reform in public institutions do not succeed because, and did not succeed because of executive authority alone. It succeeds only when you have enough stakeholders. Very primary are your staff, right? Nipost, when I entered, had over 10,000 staff. You have to engage your internal stakeholders, ministry officials, that's the entire supervising ministry, and particularly the honorable minister, right? Because they're the ones that oversight you. Your board, your external partners, civil society, and most importantly, the citizens in Nigeria that you're meant to be serving. So if you're the only one that understands, you're the only one that believes in the reform that you're doing, you might be Einstein and actually be right, but without coalition building, you're not going anywhere. It's just going to be a blueprint on paper until the end of your tenure. So I think for me, those coalitions take time. And again, because your internal stakeholders, right, you're coming external from outside, and it's human nature and it's institutional nature as well to want to protect itself, right? So you have to really, really have coalition building internally with your labor unions and your staff, because the institution belongs to Nigerians and them. Literally, we've all heard cases of soldier go, soldier come. Worst case scenario, you do your first term. Best case scenario, you do 2 terms and go. And the institution will go right back to what it was before, because all you had was speed, you did not have momentum. So momentum, I can't remember, all the times, there's going in direction, and there's also mass. It's the physics equation. You can go fast, and there's also going fast with mass, which is momentum, right? You need momentum, not necessarily speed, right? Because you have to carry a weight of stakeholders with you. And I think thirdly, which is just general, is communicating relentlessly. One of the most consistent mistakes public sector leadership does is assuming that once a decision is communicated, it has been understood and absorbed. Even I am learning that in Nipost. I'm like, when they're like, oh no, they said that you did not carry them along. I'm like, but I mentioned at the management meeting. I mentioned in the meeting with our state postal managers, right? Like, I already said it, right? But no, and the thing is, you have to continue saying it. You have to continue saying it because there's so many interests, right? And a lot of people there's a dearth of trust in public sector. So because you've said it once doesn't mean people believe it. And you can't blame them for that, right? So you just have to say it again, because if you truly believe in it, you should be able to say it every day, waking up until the day it is done, right? So keeping it and saying I've already done it, or I don't want to communicate it, also then breeds some sort of distrust as well, right? So as frequent as needed. There's no formula for it. If they say it is needed, then it is needed, and then you do it again. And you always have to keep it consistent. So the leader who holds their ethical line becomes a reference point for the institution. One of the relationships I think I'm most proud of is my relationship with the labor leaders in Nipost. Even though I know what I want to do, I always ensure that I run everything by them, because at the end of the day, I am not Nipost. I'm just one out of 10,000 people in Nipost. The people who've been entrusted with both the senior and junior staff of Nipost to hold their interests at hand at the labor unions internally. And I have to make sure we might not agree on everything, but what I do not do is hide anything from them either. What I can do, I'll say I can do. What I cannot do, I would not say I can do it. I don't lie, and I don't try and say, let me just tell them so that they will leave me be. The backlash is more expensive than the upfront friction. So, and that's what I do to protect my integrity fiercely, to ensure that to the best of my ability, I communicate as much as possible, and I do not compromise. Internally, I think my internal stakeholders are probably my most important for me stakeholders, and to ensure that I'm always pragmatic, I'm always fair, and I'm always consistent, and holding that ethical line all the time, because once you cross it, it cannot be uncrossed. Once people think that you're not ethical, that's it. Every decision that you make becomes suspect. So holding that ethical line as well. One, I already mentioned it, is to know your institution before you try to change it, and being humble to spend real time understanding the history in your institution, the formal and informal structures within your institution as well. What are the incentives or disincentives that shaped people's behavior and will shape their behavior? And because reform that ignores institutional culture fails, no matter how technically correct it is. And I'll give you an example. We have a policy, federal government policy, but we've instituted it in Nipost about cashless payments on our counters. So we had POS terminals, and our POS terminals, because we have an agency banking license, can do agency banking as well as transactions on the counter. But we found that people were not using them. The people on the counter were not using them, yeah. And with 1,200 offices, how many do you want to be? How many do you want to be policing all the time? And I sat down with the financial services team and said, look, why is this thing happening? And they said, look, because POS terminals had not been provided for such a long time, people have so we have POS operators that operate out of the post office, right? And I was like, number one, I don't want to see them. But we also know that there's an incentive, because POS operators, it's a business. So I told the financial services team, this is where entrepreneurship comes in. They don't want to use the POS terminals because it's a business for them on the side, right? No problem. Instead of giving an office the POS terminal, so this is Ikoyi Post Office, the POS terminal, make the counter officer your agent. Is an incentive. So the person does all my transactions, but there's an incentive in it for them. It's simple. Right? Like, no, because that's the only way it is done. It can be done because there has to be an incentive to change the business model. Nipost gets no kobo is removed from Nipost. Our revenue is complete, right? But what we have done is created an incentive for people to comply with the directive. And so that's in terms of using institutional culture. So you also have to build relationships with your peers in private sector, in government and outside. You can't exist as an island because people have more experience than you, less experience than you. Some people have wider experiences than you, taller experiences than you, and things like that. So having that sort of circle, having 360 access to people, which is 360 access to knowledge bases, because each individual leader of every institution of business is a knowledge base for you as well. Documentation, which is very key in public sector. This is why you see people carrying files around. Those files can make or break you. And those paper files are held together with twine, right? You have to document everything. Every decision, even though people say, okay, in the management, yes, we've agreed. No, let us take a vote. And then you'll be there. This is, it was accepted, seconded by this person, and let it be on record. Right? Everything has to be on record. And, finding mentors who have operated in complexity. Again, that's that 360 thing, finding people across, and then finally, remembering why you took this job and where you came from, right? Because there'll be days when friction is immense, rewards feel invisible, you're tired. Easier paths become, they beckon onto you that, look, life is not that hard. You're not the person that created Nipost problem. You can't solve all the problems, right? Somebody else, let the next person to find some problems on ground to solve as well. You cannot be the messiah. So, you have to remember why you took the job and where you came from. So sometimes things will happen, and I'll say, look, I came from private sector, right? After this job, I have to go back to that same private sector. So if you want me to make a decision against private sector, when I now finish this job, who is going to hire me? Or who is going to deal with me? So you actually have to remember that nothing lasts forever. Your time of DSS officials and official convoys comes to an end. You have to build your reputation and yourself to a point where you are who you are. You stand on the work that you have done, regardless. Your record speaks for you. Anywhere else, because that's all you actually have, your name at the end of the day. And so I think, and for me, taking this job is a privilege, it's an extraordinary privilege. There are over 200 million Nigerians. And as difficult as Nipost is, there are probably 10,000, 20,000 people that could be doing what I'm doing right now, and I do not take it for granted. So, the opportunity to reshape an institution like Nipost is extraordinary. And so for me, I have to remember that I have to leave Nipost stronger. I have to leave Nipost more relevant. And I have to leave an institution that serves Nigerians better than I met it, not a burden to Nigeria.